你是打工人，你一定有听过 Co-working Space 共享办公空间。截至2025年10月，马来西亚已经有超过300家 Co-working Space。数据也显示，2030年马来西亚 Co-working Space 的市场规模预计会增长到13亿令吉。但是在光鲜亮丽的成长曲线背后，也难免让人产生疑问，甚至有一丝担忧：这个行业会不会成为下一个泡沫呢？因为在2010年，一家 Co-working Space， 也就是 WeWork， 以惊人的速度在全球扩张。2019年估值一度接近470亿美元，却在2023年宣告破产。事实上，2016年开始 ，WeWork 的亏损就已经超过了150亿美元。问题来了，马来西亚的 Co-working Space 会不会重蹈 WeWork 的覆辙呢？还是说这其实是一个依然充满潜力和机会的赛道？为了更加深入了解共享办公空间的运营模式、商业逻辑，还有行业真实的生存之道，我们特别邀请到 Colony 的创办人 Tim 来和我们分享他在行业9年内看到的真相和行业机密。感谢 Alliance Bank 荣誉呈现本期真伤脑筋。为了满足不同阶段 SME 的需求， Alliance Bank Digital SME 提供线上申请政府担保的融资项目。老板们记得点击链接了解更多详情哦。 Alliance Bank, the bank for life。
发展中国企业最常面对的挑战是什么呢？是扩张计划、设备升级，还是现金流不足？无论是什么挑战，资金往往是最关键的问题。而其实呢，有一些政府担保的融资项目是拿来专门帮助 SME 的。比方说 CGC 和 SJPB 提供的信贷担保，就可以让 SME 无需提供抵押品也能够贷款。那为了满足不同阶段的 SME 需求， Alliance Bank Digital SME 就提供了线上申请有政府担保的融资项目。只要你的公司运营3年以上，营业额至少500千的话，你就可以申请最高高达5个 million 的贷款哦。银行专员呢也会根据你公司的实际情况，为你量身定做适合你的贷款方案，让资金再也不会成为你的阻碍。现在就上官网了解更多详情吧，输入我们的优惠码 BBK04申请。
Alliance Bank, the bank for life.
Yeah, I'm Tim. I'm the co-founder of a company called Colony, which is a luxury co-working and event space.
We actually tried to search on reports, but then I think it's best to hear from you who are in the industry itself. Actually, how is it like for the profit margins to be and also your revenue?
I started this co-working space because I thought it was a good idea, because back then it was like WeWork was coming up and everybody was doing it. But I always tell people that it's a very difficult business. And I didn't realize how difficult it would be until I did it. I used to think that you just open a space, people will come, then you rent it out, and you make this much money. And then I see all the other co-working spaces that they look full, but I only realized later that they could be full, but maybe they discount the rates a lot, so their profit margins can be very slim or negative. You mentioned profit margins, right?
Yeah.
So Colony, we were lucky we did well because we operate in the high-end luxury space. So our profit margins can be very high. We had like 30-35% EBITDA margins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that really helps us differentiate ourselves and maintain these margins.
It is a very capex intensive industry because you need to invest a lot in capital.
Yes.
So for you, after 9 years in the industry, are you still trying to actually cover your costs, or are you already like profiting quite well?
Whatever cash flow we make from it, whatever money we make, we always just reinvest to open new outlets. So it just keep compounding lah. And today we have no borrowings, no debt in the company. So that's why we're in a net cash position, and we just use all our cash flows to open more. Some outlets can take 3 years to get our money back. Our best performing is the Met Corporate Towers. That we got our money back in 8 months or 9 months. Maybe.
Oh, that was pretty fast.
It's really never before. It's like, I mean, it might even be a co-working event space. I mean, co-working, because there's an event space there lah. So maybe that changed the economics. But really for co-working, it's probably like a record. And yeah, but we also have outlets, like we have one in KL Central that we closed down and we lost like 3.5 million ringgit there all in. So it's there's a hit and miss 啦。
Team 在这里提出了一个很重要的概念 ，co-working space 的空间占用率高，很多人去，其实不直接意味着品牌可以赚钱。但是 Colony 在还没有计算利息、税项、折旧和摊销前的利润，可以达到30%到35%。如果要给大家一个对比的话，一般上饮食业可能在18%左右。这里也给大家补充一个数据，一般来说 ，co-working space 在运营的第1年能够实现盈利的概率只有大约15%，而从行业经验来看，第4年往往是最有机会真正走向盈利的时间点。这也意味着，在这个行业里面盈利在很大程度上是对时间还有耐力的考验。但是问题在于，这几年的关键阶段当中，究竟要做对什么才能够熬过周期，走向盈利呢？而 Colony 选择的是一条高端定位的路线，他们是怎么样通过清晰的品牌策略、推出的配套和服务，在竞争激烈的市场当中站稳脚跟的呢？To be very honest, we see quite some co-working spaces in the market,
Yes.
but then maybe a lot of them serve the mass market.
Yes.
But what do you think is your take on this? Do you think the high-end markets are profiting better or the mass markets one?
Okay, so I'll tell you a secret, right? If you ask anyone today, like, okay, the normal PR answer will be, oh yeah, I identified that we wanted a differentiated product, that's why we target the high-end market, and that worked out well for us. But actually, it was not even planned. When we first started the first colony, my wife was in charge of renovating the space, right? And then she asked, what theme you want? And I said, I don't know, any theme, just need theme. Then she said, yeah, we must have a theme. Then she said, okay, maybe I'll do a gentleman's club theme, which is like a high-end gentleman's club. But our main business is event spaces, our co-working, which is mostly offices, and our enterprise solution. That means like if you're a big company, like our biggest client is Kasem, and they have like 600 people, then we build the HQ for them and we manage the whole thing.
Can you actually share? I'm not sure if that's very confidential. How is the proportion? Like how many of your revenue is coming from weddings, events?
Okay.
How many comes from corporate?
Event spaces account for maybe 1/3. For the co-working side, it's mostly corporates, Bike Dance lah, FIFA, like all these kind of different corporate companies lah. Not some SMEs, but not many like tech startups lah. But we do have startups, but they're all quite established startups. Yeah.
How do you decide on the packages that you are offering to corporate clients? Like, are you offering them on a monthly basis or on a desk count basis? Like, how does it work in the corporate
we always count by
area?
per desk per person, and for big clients, at least in the years lah. Maybe a year, 2 years can be longest is 6 years. They sign 6-year contract with us and all that.
I see. So they actually sign long-term contracts. I think that's also good for your company's healthy profit, right? Because you have like a constant client with you. Actually, for companies, sometimes it seems more convenient to own your own office, no matter whether it's you wanting to address your logistic issues, meeting clients. It seems better to have your own private space. But why do you think these high-end corporate clients are selecting a co-working space over traditional spaces that they own?
There are multiple factors, right? But one of the big factors is that today, if I'm a company, let's say I'm Kasem, right? That having an office, right, is if they build their own office and renovate it, they have to commit a certain amount of money into that space. Having an office is not their core business. It's not a revenue generating part of the business. It doesn't give them money. It's a cost center. That money and that capex can be used to open more service centers, and that is what generates the revenue for them. Same for these frozen. They can use that money to go and open more stores as opposed to this. So it's most companies today, they follow, I guess, the more Western style where we outsource like as much as we can to other providers, and we just focus on the part of our business that is our core expertise.
After calculation, do you mind sharing actually how much they can save in terms of renting a co-working space and using their own space?
Really a lot, because let's say if a client takes up a 10,000 square feet space. A 10,000 square feet space, right, to renovate it, you probably need about 2 million ringgit just to renovate. On top of that, you have deposits for rentals and everything, which can go up to like a couple 100,000 ringgit. And then you probably need to hire like receptionists, cleaners, staff to help manage all these things, and all these things actually all do add up. As opposed to today, they outsource everything to just one company like us. They say, you guys handle everything. Internet go down or anything like that, which is a big pain point, you guys settle it. Whenever if a router breaks down, you settle it. And we can do it very quickly because we have so much space and so many outlets that if let's say a router fails, immediately we can have a replacement in within an hour.
At first, a lot of people might only have one impression towards co-working space, which is having a space, I can work there, that's it. But then after being in the market for so many years, what do you think is the main reason or other factors that are actually making your clients sign up for you, Colony, and for a long-term basis? What are the extra points that actually make them stay?
I think like once you move into a colony, right, it's very hard to want to leave. Because we are very known for hospitality one, It's like other co-working spaces that focus on the community, networking, all that. For us, it's like, if you go to a colony, right, we have a concierge that really looks after you like you are in a 5-star hotel like that. Imagine going to work, right, and you have a team of people there whose main job is to make you very comfortable. Okay, so what has really happened in colony before? One of our clients, staff, the client was Mummy Double Decker. So the staff actually had his shirt torn. Caught it through the door, So my team went to it, and then he hurt himself, so we went to help him patch up and all that. But then the next day, his exact same shirt, a brand new one, was actually found on his table because my team went to buy a new shirt for him.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Did you all like train them to provide that good quality of hospitality?
Yeah. So I think training is one thing, but I think empowerment is another. Like you must be able to let your team make their own decision to say, okay, I can spend this money. Otherwise, right, if you make it too difficult, like, before you spend $200 to buy a new shirt, you must get my approval first, then it's just too mafan until they were like, forget it lah. Then the moment is gone.
I see. So it's not only the design, it's also how people actually serve your clients inside that space. Do you mind sharing with us like how many clients do you have, like maybe workers in one space, and how many staff does it take to actually make sure that you provide the best service to them?
So it depends. Like a typical like colony eco city, we have maybe 200 over people there. But not everyone comes in at the same time, right? Because now it's like hybrid work and everything. But we have a team of 4 people there. They really take care of them. Yeah.
So, 4 of them serving like that huge amount is actually quite efficient in that case.
Yeah, but not including cleaners and all that. This is just like serving them like hospitality-wise. No cleaners, no IT staff, nothing. It's just purely just to serve the customer's needs.
When one place is actually occupied, that means that you cannot take in new clients anymore.
Yes.
So with minimum amount of like outlets available, how do you actually maximize your profit and make sure that you can generate more income?
So that has been happening in the past 1-2 years, two years lah maybe. In the past, right, our outlets we never aim for 100% occupancy right now. We just 70-80%. We're happy already. But in the past couple of years, the office market has been really good lah. So it's really full, and we have a wait list to go into our spaces. So what then happens is that our rates start going up. And it's very significant because if the rates go up by 10%, right, that 10% is pure profit, and it can lead to your profit margins going up more than 10%, much more than 10%.
You spend on human resources that help you elevate the entire experience. You spend on your interior. Are there any hidden costs that people actually underestimate when it comes to the co-working industry? People only think it's capital, but what else would you like to share as someone who is in the industry that people underestimate?
Customer acquisition costs. Because co-working spaces somehow, right, our leads don't really come that much from property agents. So we do have to get a lot of like inbound leads from like marketing costs, and most of it is like Facebook, Google performance ads lah.
I see.
We can spend maybe 1.5 million ringgit a year just on Facebook, Google ads.
很多人会以为企业选择 co-working space 只是为了省租金，但是如果你真的从企业决策的角度去看，你会发现这其实是一套非常理性的商业逻辑。第一是成本结构的改变，在马来西亚，传统办公室往往需要好几年的租约，前期还需要一次性投入装修、家具，这些都是很大笔的资本支出，也就是 Capex Capital Expenditure。而 co-working space 把资本支出转化成营运支出 OPEX， 也就是 Operating Expense， 水电、清洁、保安、维护全部都已经包含在内。也有数据显示，选择 co-working space 可以帮助企业减少大概25%的支出。比如说在香港 ，HSBC 把300名员工安排到铜锣湾的 co-working space 上班，估计每个月就能省下24万英镑。省下的 来的这些成本能够重新分配，把资金真正投入到业务扩张和核心竞争力的提升上。除了这个原因之外呢，第二，我们也发现企业越来越重视灵活性，很多公司都面对一个很现实的问题，有时候桌子空着没有人做，但是有时候团队突然扩张却没有空间。Co-working Space 提供的是什么样的灵活性呢？如果说公司突然赢下一个项目，需要50个工位，但是项目大概只有6个月，不需要3年合约，只要 Co-working Space 他们就可以开始动工。所以 Co-working Space 的灵活性也能够让企业能够拥有容纳阶段性项目制团队的空间。第三是抢人才和留人才的现实考量。在马来西亚找工不容易，但是企业找人也很不容易啊，尤其是 Gen Z 和 Millennials， 他们要的不只是一份工作，而是一种生活方式。高端的 Co-working Space 一般上除了很舒服的办公空间之外，还有健身房、咖啡厅、公共空间、风景，这么完整的福利不一定是中小企业可以负担得起的。所以除了更好的办公环境之外，很多人找的工作办公室在 CBD， 也就是商业区的中心，通勤可能会给他们带来很大的困扰。和在不同地方的 Co-working Space 合作，就可以让员工减少通勤时间，让他们上班没有怨气，充满元气。但是为了让去到 Co-working Space 的员工可以拥有更好的体验，经营 Co-working Space 也有很多需要注意的细节，像是 Colony， 他们主打的就是高端和华丽的设计，第一眼就可以吸引大家的眼球。但是光有好设计还有免费的咖啡其实已经不够了，这些早就已经变成市场的基本需求。Co-working Space 第一个需要照顾好的就是 Team 提到的服务，当中就包括专业接待和完善的服务，通过更加细致的服务体验在市场当中建立优势。第二就是地点，在吉隆坡能不能够直接连接到 LRT 或者 MRT， 几乎都是企业在选址时都会考量的部分。同时，越来越多运营商也开始走进像是苏邦、柔佛、槟城这些可能比较接近住宅型区域，他们的目的其实只有一个，就是帮助员工省下通勤的时间。像是 Work 和 Common Ground 这些马来西亚 Co-working Space 也会特别专注在有公共交通的地点。第三是企业级的安全和隐私。对于跨国公司和很多行业来说，他们要的不只有漂亮的空间，还有安全。所以独立的网络系统、专属的服务器、隔音的专注办公区也会成为 Co-working Space 需要满足的需求。结合以上 Co-working Space 能够盈利的原因，还有需要提供的服务，他们具体要怎么样可以更好的提高自己的占用率，最大化空间使用率来赚钱呢？其实主要可以分成4个部分。第一是 Team 提到的，也是现阶段 Colony 最主要的业务，也就是提供给企业的配套。他们会为企业提供不同的配套，时间不一样，甚至服务也不一样。有的会有专属的楼层或者定制办公区，按照合约来收取服务费。这一类型的企业客户往往合约更长，现金流也更加稳定，是非常关键的一块收入来源。第二就是租聘和会员费。共享办公空间通常会向用户收取按月或者按日的会员费，根据不同的需求提供不同类型的办公选择。比如说最常见的 Hot Desk 可以在开放工位自由入座，固定工位还有私人办公室。这些会员费本质上就是一种高度灵活的短期租金。第三就是一系列的增值服务，很多共享办公空间通常会通过额外收费的方式来增加整体的营收，把会议室或者场地租出去，让群众可以办分享会呀、培训讲座、交流会等等。像 Colony 的场地甚至可以拿来办婚礼哦。除了 Colony Co-working Space 之外， Team 旗下也经营另外一个面向大众的品牌，也就是 Jerry。 那么 Jerry 现在的盈利状况究竟怎么样呢？But we have another entity which is also Jerry.
Yeah.
I heard something that's very interesting about Jerry is that you actually try to avoid the CBDs,
Yeah.
the central business districts,
Yes.
to make sure that you cover other places that
Yes.
you think you can fill in the market.
Yes.
So how is Jerry going now?
We have lost money in Jerry for like since we started it 3 years ago. On the outlet level, it makes money. But once you include like HQ costs, like overheads, like marketing and everything, it loses money as a group because we don't have enough outlets to make it profitable yet.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But that being said, again, as of like in the recent past quarter, so Jerry has been hitting all-time high lah. It's suddenly got traction and it's like really doing very well across. Today there are like 12 outlets, 13 outlets of Jerry, and they do very well. And the beautiful thing about Jerry is that once the HQ costs are covered, every new outlet, we don't have to hire new staff for new outlets. It's all automated.
Oh.
It's all automated. You just book online, you just go and use your office, you know?
So was that intended to save costs? That's why you make it automated?
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
So you don't have to spend on human resources.
Yes.
But can you share with us what was the pinching point, the turning point that started making Jerry so profitable during the last quarter?
So we decided to try one thing. We said, first of all, hey, what if we cut back on our marketing? Will our sales drop? So we cut back a bit and then it didn't drop. So we cut more, and it didn't drop. Maybe it's because partly I'm doing social media content, maybe that helps, right? But it didn't drop. Secondly, it's like the occupancies in these suburban areas that it just started to go up. And the profit margin is really good because, think about it, right? Like we have a place in SS2 here.
Yeah.
SS2, the ground floor, right, is very expensive. All the shops, everybody wants, right? But the upstairs floor, nobody want one.
Oh, okay.
So in an office building, we pay maybe 6 ringgit per square foot, right? The upstairs floor, we can pay here maybe 1 ringgit per square foot, you know. So our cost, right, is our fixed cost, and then there's no staff. So our only cost is just electricity and a small rental. So it becomes very profitable on a unit economics business. But in order for it to really cover all the HQ costs, we need a lot of outlets.
In the past, maybe you were doing the same thing, but
Yes.
then like people just weren't visiting, the occupancy rate wasn't that high.
Yes.
But what do you think was done right to make them visit?
I don't know, you know. I also ask myself this. I see all our numbers across all the outlets. Every single outlet has gone up so much. And I also look, what happened? I don't know what happened. You know, like, I wish I could say, oh, we changed our business here and everything. But this one, I really cannot explain, you know. And people use it not just for office because it's cheap and flexible, so they don't need to sign contract. Today, you want to get office space, you need to sign a lease. Even co-working space, if you sign an agreement. This one, just book online. It's yours for a month, 6 months, 1 year. And then that's it. And then, like, some people are not in the office all the time, so they use it to store things. Some people use it for study rooms. Students for study rooms. Some people use it for tuition.
Customers have different expectations when they step into Jerry. Some might want a place that they can have meetings and
Yes.
tuitions like what you mentioned,
Yeah.
but some they really cherish a very quiet place for them to focus on.
Yes.
So how do you manage the expectations of different groups of customers?
So Jerry is all private offices, but it's there's no hot desk or anything on. So if you book a space in Jerry, you have your own room, and you can get your own room, right, for 30 ringgit a day.
That's very affordable.
Yeah, for full day with internet, everything, you know, and like water, whatever stuff, you know, 30 ringgit a day only. If you go to a Starbucks, you spend easy 20 ringgit for just a few hours, you know. Yeah, so it's so cheap, and you got your own private room. You go to Starbucks and do a Zoom call. It's difficult, lah, right? You got your own room for 30 ringgit a day with like multiple plugs for you to plug in whatever things you want and all that. It's that cheap.
So in terms of this, you were never really afraid of the threat of cafes allowing people to have their laptops and work because you think that the experience is totally different.
从 team 的视角来看，在非 CBD 地区开设分店，反而为他们打开了一个全新的市场。而且对他们来说，咖啡店始终没有办法取代 co-working space 所带来的更加私密、更加稳定，也更能进入工作状态的办公体验。而当我们把视角拉到 Jerry 这个品牌，会发现它提供的是完全不同的模式。它不像 Colony 走高端全服务的路线，但正是因为服务的配置更加简单，人力成本更加低，反而在某些市场里面带来了更高的盈利空间。当然 ，co-working space 并不是一条没有风险的路 ，Team 也觉得这个行业充满了变数，有些分店最终需要关闭，也会遇到一些一开始没有预料到的成本和挑战。但是正是因为这样，他们一直在做的就是观察市场，寻找规律，还有重新定义目标客群。
I think we also see cases like what you mentioned just now. There were outlets that were losing money,
Yeah.
and you gave them around 3 years, around
Yeah.
a amount of time
Yeah.
to observe. So, what's your take on how to decide whether an outlet should be closed down?
Oh, we are very disciplined with that. After 3 years, when the first lease expires, if it doesn't make money, even if it's just break even, we cut. You know, we cut and then we move on to a new place. Unless we have a very good plan to like, okay, turn it around. We don't go into business to break even. And a break even the next step of break even is you can suddenly go to loss the next thing. So for me, it's like, unless we can turn it around, change it to such that it stops being break even, we should cut it. and focus our efforts. So we cut it. And now we open a new one in Monkera, just opened only this week. Soft launch, still testing here and there.
How about the entire industry in Malaysia? How do you expect co-working industry to be growing in the next few years ahead?
It is actually now much better than it was pre-COVID. So pre-COVID, everybody raised a lot of money because of we work, right? And then everyone's opening co-working space. There's just way too much supply. Then what happened during COVID? WeWork died before COVID. Then during COVID, killed off everybody. So now there's a few remaining players that are sizable, right? And because of that, the market is like really stabilized. The demand and supply is really much more stable than you need. In real estate, actually, what you need is that you need a stable market. You can't have a market that is too volatile. Things go up too high or too high or too low, you know. A very stable and slow growth is good lah. And co-working, real estate is not like this. It's not like F&B, you know. I cannot open 30 outlet, 40 outlet and then just got full demand. You know? You have to open and then you have to wait for the seats to slowly fill up. Then you open the next one, You open 10 in one go, right? You can't, because not everyone needs an office right now in these 3 months. Somebody needs it maybe 6 months from now. Somebody needs it 9 months from now. So if you open all in one go right now, you cannot fill one unless you cut all your rates, which is bad.
You mentioned that there are a few key players in the industry. But then in Malaysia, we have limited amount of places, nice places to rent. Were you actually afraid of the competition in terms of your industry?
Even if you look at co-working, right, we exist as a subset of the office market. And the office market already is so big. And we are all such a small part. So even among us co-working players, right, we take too small a market of the entire office market that we lose more clients to office, traditional office, than we do to not co-working space competitors.
Okay.
You know, so actually, so that's why I'm very friendly with all our competitors.
Your biggest competitor is not someone who is operating in the same nature as you, but the office spaces itself. Are you even trying to transform our traditional, people who trust in office spaces than co-working spaces?
Yes, that's our goal, that's our hope. You know, and gradually there are more and more coming, but it's not like you guys. You guys are in your own office. This is your office here is our opportunity, but also a threat. You know, the fact that you guys are not using co-working spaces because you don't have to, you have your own office, is business that we are not getting.
Are there any actions that you are taking to change the trend and concept that people have in their minds?
I think the market is already moving this direction. They want flexibility. They don't want to sign 3-year leases. They don't want to put capex. It's also more tax efficient. It's also better for and then with our hospitality concierge services, it helps with staff retention, staff happiness. So the market is already moving in that direction.
And one last thing is, I think a lot of people are a little curious about is also your space is highly dependent on how the working trends are. Whether governments, at certain periods do not allow people to head to offices, whether our current employers would prefer them to work from home to save costs, and a lot more. So how do you view your business being dependent on different trends at different time periods?
So actually, the emergence of hybrid work actually helped our business. Because companies then decided that, okay, don't need maybe 3 or 4 days in office only. The other 2 days empty. So then they're thinking like, okay, in that case, I only need a co-working space. What if I have my own office? And then the 2 days that nobody comes to the office, then I still have to get cleaners to go and clean everything, I think the rising costs definitely drives the industry, because I think co-working space becomes more cost efficient and flexible in your timing.
而如果我们把视角放大，会发现马来西亚本身其实具备着非常独特的共享办公发展条件。第一是商场办公的趋势，和很多国家只把共享办公放在写字楼不同，马来西亚率先发展出了 Mall Working 的模式，像是 Mid Valley、Starling Mall、KL Gateway 里面的 Co-working Space， 让办公和健身、买菜、吃饭都变成同一个生活场景。第二是政府推动的数字游牧政策，马来西亚是东南亚比较早推出第一燃到数字游牧签证的国家之一，政府也认证了一批 Nomad Ready 的共享办公空间，为海外远程工作者提供更完整的配套。第三是政策层面的鼓励，在2025年财政预算案当中，政府为采用灵活办公模式的企业提供高达50%的税务减免，
面，这直接推动了不少中小企业从传统办公室转向 co-working space。但是讲到这里，你可能还是会问，我们要怎么样去解答 WeWork 这个泡沫？很有可能问题其实不在于模式本身。第一，最致命的问题就是盲目扩张。很多失败的案例并不是因为市场不存在，而是过早过快的进入太多的城市还有据点，在每一个空间都还没有跑到稳定的盈利之前，就继续开下一家，结果就是规模看起来很大，但是每一个点都在流血，所以只能不断靠融资来补自己的现金流。第二是针对真实需求的误判，有些空间复制同一套设计、同一套服务，却忽略了一个非常关键的问题：不同地区、不同客群，他们要的完全不一样。CBD 客户要的是形象和服务，社区型客户要的是安静、方便、价格合理。所以一旦定位模糊，空间很容易看起来很美，但是住不满。第三是成本结构的失控，很多泡沫案例都背负着极高的长期租约，还有豪华的装修、庞大的人力配置，只要入住率稍微往下滑，整个模型就会立刻失衡。共享办公的本质可能是灵活的，但是只要你的成本结构没有办法调整，风险就会被无限放大。当然 Team 也很坦白的说， Co-working Space 从来都不是一门轻松的生意，它需要时间、耐心，还有对市场非常敏锐的判断。但是和很多国家相比，马来西亚可能还有更多可以被探索的空间，不管是商场型的办公、社区型据点，还是数字游牧、企业灵活办公的需求，这些都让这个行业仍然保有很大的想象力。关键不在于开得快不快，而是在于有没有真正理解用户的需求。你呢？你有去过 Co-working Space 吗？你喜欢在那里工作吗？你觉得它改变了你的工作方式，还是只是一种短暂的潮流呢？欢迎在留言区告诉我们哦。再次感谢 Alliance Bank 老板们，如果你的企业想要发展，记得点击链接了解 Alliance Bank Digital SME 提供线上申请政府担保的融资项目。 Alliance Bank The Bank for Life。 感谢大家收看这期真伤脑筋，你还想要看什么样的课题，都欢迎在留言区告诉我们哦。我们下期再见。